$5. That's it. We're using a very specific case study today, which is a remote job listing by a graphic designer named Mohammed Rizwan. This is hosted on a platform called AIToolStanton.com, sitting right under the category of professional graphic design and offset printing designs. For a startup founder who is just bootstrapping their way to launch, this $5 entry point carries immense shock value. I mean, it instantly grabs your attention, right? Because it completely obliterates the financial barrier to entry. But a low price isn't really enough on its own. It's the stark contrast between this $5 price tag and the incredibly high-value promises attached to it that truly makes this an essential pitch.
Moving on to Section 2, Core Visual Deliverables, Building the Arsenal.
Now, what's really interesting about this is exactly what a startup gets for that low entry price. It's incredibly comprehensive. This pitch isn't just offering some single one-off graphic. It actually promises to outfit your startup with a full visual arsenal. You get unique logos to act as the face of your company. You get social media graphics to, actually capture those scrolling eyes. You get marketing visuals to drive your campaigns. And crucially, you get website designs specifically tailored to your unique brand identity. For any startup client out there, these aren't just little extras. These are the absolute fundamental deliverables you need just to step onto the competitive playing field.
That brings us to Section 3, the execution and guarantee, the process behind the pitch.
A highly effective pitch is never just a menu of deliverables. You really need solid guarantees to back up those promises, especially when you're dealing with someone's crucial visual identity. Let's see how this builds within Rizwan's specific workflow. He lays out 3 highly structured steps to build trust right from the jump. Step 1, every project is crafted with creativity, precision, and attention to detail. Step 2 directly addresses the startup's desperate need for speed, promising to deliver high-quality, ready-to-use files quickly. But Step 3 is the absolute anchor of this whole pitch. Incorporate feedback until the design exceeds expectations. Think about how powerful that is for a second. It's literally a promise of unlimited revisions. For a highly anxious startup founder with their last $5 on the line, this guarantee completely eliminates the risk of walking away with something they just can't use.
Let's move to Section 4, Making the Connection, the ultimate goal.
So we have our low-cost deliverables, and we have a totally risk-free execution process. Now we just need to tie those directly to the client's core objectives. The ultimate goal of this pitch is explicitly laid out for the client to read, help you stand out, attract clients, and elevate your brand. The listing directly calls out its audience, noting that this is the overarching mission, whether you're a startup, a business, or an established brand. But notice how perfectly this addresses a startup founder's deepest anxieties. At the end of the day, founders aren't just shopping for a logo, right? They're shopping for survival. They absolutely need to stand out. They have to attract clients. And this pitch brilliantly connects a simple design task directly to the company's ultimate business objectives.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real emotional peak of the pitch. Rizwan closes the whole thing out with this exact quote: "Let's turn your ideas into stunning visuals that leave a lasting impression." I want us to really savor that specific phrasing for a moment. It completely shifts the focus away from the boring technical deliverables, the files, the formats, the revisions, and points straight toward a kind of magical transformation. It promises to take a founder's raw, unpolished ideas and mold them into a lasting impression. It's a highly effective, incredibly memorable concluding hook that seals the deal.
Now, to really understand how this operates in the wild, let's ground this pitch in reality by reviewing the logistical details pulled straight from the source text. This is a real, active offer. The provider is Mohammed Rizwan. He's operating out of Gujarkhan, and he actually provides his direct contact number right there. It's hosted under the remote job section on AIToolStanton.com. What's super fascinating to me is how fresh this data is. The listing was posted just 1 week ago, and at the time this source was captured, it only had 27 views. It's this tiny, localized offer floating in a massive digital space, yet its structure represents the absolute ideal template for pitching vital services to startup clients.
So the absolutely crucial point to take away from all this is that structure matters, clarity matters, and truly understanding your client's deepest needs matters more than anything. I challenge you to evaluate your own organization based on the anatomy of this very pitch. Is your visual identity leaving a lasting impression? Whether your branding budget is $5 or $5 million, evaluate your visual assets against the clarity, the targeted promises, and those ultimate business goals we just unpacked together. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and keep looking for those brilliant strategies hiding right in plain sight.